Hello, my name's Diana Korchien, and I suppose I could describe myself as a long-term local resident, now living here 27 years, and also a very ardent environmentalist and green person. I actually am involved in Waltham Forest and Redbridge Green Party. I'm also involved in Wanstead and Woodford Friends of the Earth, and I'm thirdly involved in a transition town, which I won't describe now, called Transition Leytonstone. So wearing these three hats, I'm really up in arms today about two intertwined topics of great importance to Redbridge today, one of which is the air pollution levels, especially the ones that have been reported along an 800-metre stretch of the A406 near Charlie Brown's roundabout. The other issue that I'm really extremely concerned about is a cyclist safety in Redbridge. In February this month, the very first London cycling fatality of the year occurred at South Woodford. It was a man in his 50s, and a couple of days later another man was knocked off his bicycle and seriously injured at Charlie Brown's roundabout, which is of course also the area that has the highest air pollution in Redbridge for cyclists. So I'm really concerned about how we can all work to improve conditions for cyclists and reduce air pollution in the borough. We have got a problem overall, I think, throughout the country. Cycling has become an ever more popular sort of pastime. A lot of urban dwellers prefer to cycle than to go by car because it's quicker, it's not necessarily cleaner, but you have more control, you have more agility, and you don't have to worry about parking charges in the West End. However, as the cyclist sort of popularity of cycling has grown, I'm afraid the awareness of motorists hasn't grown with it. So motorists are still treating cyclists as second-class citizens, and in fact also not only are they not really giving them the respect that they're due, cyclists are not given the protection also that is their due by local government. And I think in the case of Redbridge, we really need to see some urgent action on improving cyclist safety at main road junctions, giving them much more spacious cycle lanes, and perhaps even what they call mini Hollands, which are roundabouts with traffic lights, especially for cyclists, lanes and traffic lights. So that would really take a lot of the fear away from people who are considering cycling, but who are now frightened that they might actually die on the road before they've even enjoyed their freedom. So I'm really concerned that the council should be taking very, very stringent actions to protect cyclists now. Also reducing speed limits to 20 miles an hour on all residential roads. Cycling is growing, and in fact, despite what the government says, car use is diminishing. 10 years ago there were more cars on UK roads than there are now. And this leads me, of course, also to the pollution problem in Redbridge. There hasn't been a great diminution in road use by cars and lorries in the Redbridge area because major roads like the A406 go through it. We can't necessarily change all this overnight, but certainly locally I think all Redbridge residents who do own a car need to be considering reducing their car use or making more effective use of the car that they have by not making unnecessary journeys, duplicating journeys, planning every journey and every errand so that they can combine one or more missions that they are involved in, combine them so that they take the simplest, shortest route to and from the destinations that they have to get to. And also car sharing and lift sharing. It's really something that we need to be thinking about far more seriously. with the price of petrol not going down anytime soon, if ever. We are living in the age of energy shortages, and it's not going to get any better no matter what the government tries to do involving fracking or getting more North Sea oil or whatever. We're on a downward trend, so we need to think more about people power, not car power. And we really, as soon as there are less cars around, there will be less pollution and Redbridge's problems will be diminished. But for the time being, of course, Redbridge, that area of the A406 near Charlie Brown's roundabout is number 24th on a government published list of the most polluted areas in the UK. So that's not good. We're actually more polluted than central London, and that is really something quite scary. So, what can local government do? I think local government's been given £100,000, I believe, by the Mayor of London over 3 years to take measures to tackle air pollution. They're planning, I believe, an education program for local people regarding what they can do to protect themselves from pollution. I don't know what is going to be in this awareness program, but I sincerely hope that it will be promoting cycling over cars. I also do hope that the local council will realise that despite the fact they think they've done everything that can be done, there is always more that can be done. There's lots of good ideas which we at Friends of the Earth certainly would be very happy to